maybe now we can go to the lecture. So, dear friends, make yourself comfortable to the board so that you can see well. So today I would like to share about the fourth object of mindfulness, which is phenomena, which means all things. People, animal, nature, everything is phenomena. Mental phenomena and outside of us, everything, the world, rivers, forests, mountains, they are all phenomena. And phenomena as the object of our mindfulness, which means that everything in the cosmos is also the object of our mindfulness. Today, we took the bodily pain as our object of mindfulness. Also, the mental pain, we also look at it as object of mindfulness. And we look into phenomena with mindfulness in order to understand that everything that manifests from sufficient conditions. For instance, if we are able to do a beneficial act, it is thanks to many conditions. And if somebody does an unbeneficial act, it is because of all conditions that he or she has. So everything manifests from sufficient conditions. If some condition is lacking, then we cannot manifest something in ourselves and also outside of ourselves. And when we look into things, phenomena, we will understand that when a thing manifests, it has three olotila, three spaces to be in. When something has sufficient conditions, it manifests. Like when we have enough condition to be happy, we manifest happiness. Then that happiness is present. But then some condition ends, lacked. That happiness ceases to be. We don't say that happiness is born, soon to, and happiness, cua lệ. In Buddhism, we don't use those words because we feel that it is more correct to use such words like manifestation. Things manifest when they have enough conditions. Like when we are here together, we feel that mindfulness seed in our store consciousness, in our alitayumpa, manifest into our mind consciousness, as mindfulness energy. This is Buddhist psychology. This is maybe something that we can go deeper in our next courses, because this is very Buddhist psychology. Teaches how to understand our mind. Teaches give us tools so that we can understand how our mind functions, so that we can have better tools to help ourselves. So when we are here, we have enough conditions to water our seed of mindfulness so that it can wake up and it can manifest as energy. When it is down here, it is only capacity, It is a capacity. It is like a seed. At autumn, we put down to the earth tulip buds, and we let it there. And in the springtime, the bud gets enough conditions, then it comes up into our mind consciousness, into our garden as tulip flowers. And here, as we are here, we are experiencing mindfulness as energy, not only as buds, seeds. When we go back to society and with a lot of schedule and so on, we might forget to water the seed of mindfulness. Therefore, we don't feel mindfulness energy in our body. We don't feel that we are present. There's no mindfulness. That is the time mindfulness energy has gone back to our store consciousness and be at the seed. Therefore, when we are practicing, we are watering. We are doing these practices like watering our seeds of kindness, our seeds of being present, our seeds of loving kindness, speaking lovingly, our seeds of understanding. So practicing means watering and also nurturing. We need to give them nurturement. At the winter time, I don't give very strong fertilizers for my plants. I only give Mary Leva Ute, which is less strong. So we, as practitioners, we are also giving fertilizers to our seeds in order to manifest. We want to manifest positive seeds, like seeds of understanding, seeds of kindness, and we don't want to give too much fertilizers to irritation, to anger, to jealousy. We want them to be as bud and be in the store consciousness, like in our houses. What we don't want to see and we don't need, we put them into storage, right? Our store consciousness is like the storage. We store everything there, and we bring from our store consciousness to our living room only beautiful things that we want to see and we want our guests to see. And when we are angry, we know that now I have taken something from my storehouse that is not so beautiful into my living room. I do my best to bring it back to the storehouse. So that is the process of things, which means that when conditions are sufficient, things manifest. Anger manifests, and it is present there for a while. And as we are able to bring more conditions, more positive conditions like mindfulness, kindness, loving kindness for oneself and so on, and understanding, and through that conditions, the anger energy ceases to manifest. It goes back to the storehouse. And the third thing that we can understand when we are looking at things, when we are meditating on things, when things are the object of our mindfulness, it gives us understanding of constantly transforming, which means that things are impermanent. They are constantly changing. So these 1, 2, 3 things are the wisdoms that we can cultivate. We can cultivate with the practice of mindfulness. And with this cultivation, we have more wisdom. Wisdom helps us to live more happily and more at peace. Like in Clear Band episode, I often share to friends that first they may come to learn how to stress, how to manage their stress. But slowly, I think that many of my friends over there have understood that it is not much about, the question is not much about managing stress, but to understand how our mind functions and how the stress has manifested, what kind of food we have given to it, and then slowly we can understand that if we have tools ourselves, we don't feel stress, and it is very much thanks to our way of looking at life. And this is what mindfulness practice, meditation practice is for. It is there for us in order for us to be able to look more deeply into. For instance, often we may feel stressful because we may like to be something that we are not yet, for instance. And looking deeply into that, we can find ways not to go into that direction anymore, to accept oneself as one is in that very moment, and then we don't feel stress. Like I have shared to a few of my friends that there are times that I start a new course, and with new people, I might feel a little bit excited, a little bit fear, anxious. What they might think of me? Do they think that I am good enough or not good enough? Often we have these questions, like these thoughts of ourselves. And I might feel a little bit worried of how would I manage to conduct the course. But thanks to mindfulness, I come back to my breath and I smile and I said that I am there, I am already what I would like to become. In this very moment, I am already what I would like to become. In the conditions that I am conditioned, I can't be more than that. I am not less than that. Knowing it, I feel much more peace already. And also, maybe what helped me a lot is my living practice, which means that I do live what I teach. I do live meditation. I sitting, walking, eating, what I am sharing in the course, I live it. That makes me feel a lot of confidence. And also, I also said that I come to the course with my heart, with all my heart, and I share from my heart, with only one wish, that my friends would be able to understand what I am sharing, and also I hope that I am skillful enough to know ways to share so that it's understandable, so that my friends can do the practice in order for them to taste the sweetness of the practice themselves. So with this thinking, with this kind of thinking, help me feel no stress anymore. So stress, we need to look into it like many other our feelings, we need to look into them very deeply because they are without a separate existence. For instance, our anger is not only anger. Like mother, I assume. Uh, who is mother here? Okay, thank you. Mother is not only mother. Mother is without a separate existence. Mother is also a daughter of someone. Mother is also a wife of someone. Mother is also a friend of someone, and so on. So when we look deeply into something, we always help us to give rise to the understanding of without a separate existence, which means that I cannot exist if there are not other conditions helping me. And it makes us humble in our way of living. And also, when we are humble, we are also grateful. Like when we are able to breathe in, we are grateful for trees. And being grateful helps us feel happy. And we are not so demanding anymore. And these five parts of our self, body, feeling, perception, mental formations, consciousness, they are of the nature manifesting from sufficient conditions. They manifest, they are present, and they cease to manifest. And they are without a separate existence. Just knowing this is already very helpful. For instance, when we are suffering, we know that suffering manifests because of sufficient conditions. And it is present only for a while. And if we are helped, and also if we are able to be in touch with inner wisdom, the suffering ceases to be. It won't be there anymore, present so strongly. So we won't go and do suicides because we know that things constantly change. My feeling constantly change. At this moment, I may feel terrible. I may feel very suffering, deep suffering, but it is constantly changing. Knowing this, we are not going to make suicides, for instance. Young people may not know this, and therefore they suffer a lot. And in our daily life, time to time, we might experience strong feelings, strong negative feelings. Let us be mindful that and say to ourselves that this feeling is manifesting, is present for a while, and if I'm going to give it some other food, it will transform. It won't be here for so long anymore, for instance. And it brings us a lot of guilt, right? And I wanted to bring these 51 mental formations for our attention, just for you to have some attention with it. In order for us to know what kind of feelings we may have, because some of my Finnish friends have said that they understand what feelings means. Tunteita he ymmärtävät mitä ne on. But when I'm speaking about mental formations or mental states, they don't understand what it is. And now I have a list for you. Mindfulness is a mental state. A thought is also a mental state. On the fourth page, vitarka, initial thought, and then sustained thought, the last two. As you see, thought They are also mental states. We cannot call them feelings. And I hope that in the next courses we have more time to visit these 51 mental states so that we can understand what are the beneficial mental states and how to cultivate them. And I would like to thank you so much for your kindness, for your patience,